Ladies and gentlemen, we just got a new update.
Oh god. Oh my god. Oh Jesus.
This is Blade & Sorcery, a popular up-and-coming VR fighting game with a few interesting twists. Today I'm discovering the new features added by update U12, the Mod Manager update, which might make you think that we're going to spend a lot of time talking about the Mod Manager today, but we're not. Instead, we're going to take a look at all the other features that they actually added to the game. So let's take a glance at what's new. Today it looks like we got property damage, for some reason really sticky hands, a handful of new large dungeon rooms. Looks like we finally got some swimming lessons, and yes, you guessed it, there is now an in-game mod manager.
Whoa.
And I think it sucks. I'm also going to recommend a cool mod that I found that I think pairs nicely with this update, and should make your game just a little bit more fun. So with that out of the way, let's get down to business. Now everybody knows that the best part of a game is when you get to break stuff. And thankfully, it looks like the developers feel the same way. So with this update, now virtually everything that isn't bolted to the floor is pretty much fair game. This is a big milestone for VR gaming as a whole, as developers begin allowing players to have these fluid and intentional interactions with the game environment. It adds another layer of game interactivity.
Is he okay? Alright, your kicking him is not helping. Yeah, he's okay, he's okay.
The one downside to this feature is that I'm pretty sure it broke the game. I don't have any conclusive evidence, but I've been in some interesting situations since this update launched. Ouch. Also, I'm pretty sure this didn't used to happen. Or maybe it did. I can't remember. I guess we should have taken the developers a little bit more seriously when they complained that they were drowning in bugs. Nah, you guys are fine. So yeah, you might encounter some strange new bugs now. Thankfully, most of them are completely harmless. But the others, you gotta watch out for. Most of the time, that doesn't happen. Now, even though this update is a little bit buggy, the good news is that there's nothing stopping you anymore from pursuing that VR pro wrestling career you've always wanted.
And his name is John C.
I couldn't find a comprehensive list of what is and isn't breakable online, but after significant testing and trashing my home several times, I found that a pretty good rule of thumb is that most wooden or clay things are good to go. Anything else and you're probably just gonna look like an idiot.
Wait, what the fuck? This should come off.
I think I would have personally liked to see more environmental items become breakable or interactable, but I really don't want them to break the game any more than they already have. Fortunately, I can take that into my own hands with mods. You see, as I was playing this update, I found myself wanting more destruction. Sure, smashing my furniture and kitchenware, great, no complaints there. But I couldn't help but feel that this change wasn't very impactful to the normal combat loop. But that's when I discovered that you can break weapons. Now, normally, there isn't a way to do this. All weapons in this game are weirdly indestructible. And I think the reason the game is like this is that the developers feared that breakable weapons would make everyone pissed at them. And you know what? They're probably right. But our community modders are fearless, and they figured out how to make this possible without it being a total pain in the ass. So ladies and gents, I present to you Dynamic Breakables, an optional mod for U12 that offers a unique take on item durability in VR games. Now I'm recommending this mod because it's the first time I've played a game where durability wasn't some throwaway stat or nebulous health bar where you get like 10 uses on your favorite weapon until it shatters into a million tiny little pieces never to be seen again. This mod recognizes that a broken weapon is just a suggestion, and I think that's commendable. What's really unique though, is that this mod gives you the control to fine-tune exactly how much force or how many hits it will take before a weapon will fracture. So you can play with the settings and find what feels good for you, or just not use it at all. In my opinion, this mod does a really good job of solving a gameplay problem while also introducing a cool new feature to mess around with, and it just adds on so naturally to U12's new breakable item system. However, for as awesome as this mod is, it is also equally janky. That is to say, it's not a perfect mod by any means, and I've definitely broken it far beyond what I thought was possible, but I still think it's a lot of fun. Anyways, if this is something you're interested in, I'll leave a link for you below. There are tons of other really cool mods just like this one that I'd love to show off here, but I really only have time to do this one justice, so be on the lookout for when I cover more of these in depth. Ladies and gents, it has been decided by the powers that be that we needed a new in-game menu. Oh good. But before we show off the new look, I just wanted to take a moment and appreciate the old menu that served us for so long. Before this update, you would open the menu by summoning a floating book in your hand. The pages would fly open magically, and boom, there's your settings. First time you play, right off the bat, you feel like a badass sorcerer. Now, let's turn our attention to the new menu. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Magic Clipboard. Pretty sick, right? Yep, the in-game menu has been reformatted with the goal of simplifying the user experience. And I can understand why that's a positive thing. But I can't be the only one who thinks that the charm and character of the old menu is just missing. I appreciate simpler UIs, but I'd love to see a legacy option in here or something. Come on, bring back the book. To sweeten the deal with this new change, the devs have decided to throw in a few extra cheats for us to play around with, and I will forgive them this one time. To see what we're working with, navigate through the Magic Clipboard, find the cheat section, and behold, 2 new cheat codes at the ready. First up, we got Spider-Man mode. Free climb. As you might have guessed, this mode is going to let you stick to whatever you put your hands on. More specifically, this mode is going to grant you immunity from having to grab onto those normally mandatory grab points that you'd find on objects or surfaces. So enjoy your scenic views and relaxing wall climbs. Or, alternatively, strike fear into the hearts of your enemies as you scurry across the ceiling like a freak of nature. So many possibilities. This cheat is also useful for lugging around heavy furniture, which can be useful for other activities. All around, this is a really versatile cheat and has improved my quality of life while playing this game. A+. The next cheat is called Dismemberment, and I think I know where this is going. Now last time I had fun on this game, YouTube shadow banned my video for being too mean to the lifeless computer programs, so I can't really show you the full extent of how epic this cheat is, but I can say that I've found it's very good for settling arguments. The next feature we're looking at today is swimming. Yeah, swimming. Apparently people just keep asking for it, and here we are. Saying that this update now lets you swim is kind of an understatement. I mean, normal people can swim, but I have never seen a normal person who can do this. You're more of a human propeller, an aquatic super gladiator, or something. I don't know. Now this is cool, and as a gameplay mechanic, I respect it. But like, why is it here? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in the ocean with all this armor on. Who knows? Maybe in the next update we can like sword fight dolphins or something. The important thing is that we're free to explore the ocean now. And I'd hang out down here. It's reasonably comfortable. Don't mind the giant white line on the horizon though. I'm sure they'll clean that up soon. As much as I've clowned on this new feature, I do have to give this some credit though. The swimming is really well done, and it's something that I haven't seen accomplished well in any other VR game. So I gotta say, bravo to the developers for continuing to pioneer new VR mechanics and setting the standard for how things should work. The next thing we need to look at today is the improvements to the enemy combat. With this update, all shielded enemies will now be able to block and parry your incoming attacks, making them more responsive in combat. On top of this, the higher difficulty enemies will now try to shield bash you if you're not quick to block. This is a great addition, and it helps to keep things interesting at the higher difficulties. Since fighting NPCs is such a critical part of what this game is, it's good to see the developers are continually improving the combat with each update, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the enemy AI continues to evolve. We still got a little bit of a ways to go. Everybody likes new toys, and this update did not disappoint. That's right, U12 brings new weapons to the game, though the patch notes try to be mysterious about what they are, by saying only that there are 6 new tools added to the world. Enjoy. Well, time to break out the old spawn book. Now thankfully, it looks like these new tools got their own little category. Looks like we got a lot of farming equipment. What am I supposed to do with this? Maybe it's time to give up my gladiator title and live a peaceful life? Never mind. Oh great, they got the pickaxe. Cool. That means that somewhere out there, someone is already making a Minecraft mod. I mean, hell, I've got like 80% of it here. Alright, let's talk about the new mod manager, the flagship feature of this update. And the bottom line, it's a good first step, but it's not great, and there are some pretty big issues. The idea of getting all of your game mods straight from the main menu is a fantastic idea. However, when you look through this menu, you're only seeing a small selection of what's actually available. This is because not all mod developers have done the required integration, and on top of this, Warpfrog has admitted to finding a bug in their code that has further limited how many mods you can actually find in-game. This may be better in the future, but for now, just know that there's a chance you won't see everything that's out there. For example, that mod I was recommending earlier doesn't even show up in-game if you search it. Some of the mods on this in-game page are pretty strange too. Like, this one broke my game, and this one wants access to my microphone. Where are the ratings on these mods? Reviews? Comments? Anything? That kind of information should definitely be available here. How hard would it be to put 1 to 5 stars on this? On top of these issues, the actual act of using this menu is pretty tedious, and I found it to be quite buggy when messing with the filters or just searching. And on occasion, it'll just straight up soft lock you in here. I like the idea of having these quick filter tags to search the top mods across a category, but the menu is so buggy, and I just don't expect myself to use this very often. If you have luck with it, all the best. If not, I recommend just getting your mods the old-fashioned way. For the time being, I think this is a pretty low-impact change, but it's awesome to see them creating this capability, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it evolves in the future. The final feature we're looking at today is the expansion of the Outpost Dungeon Explorer mode. U12 brings 38 new rooms and environmental variations that will now be used when generating dungeon layouts. 14 of these new rooms are considered side rooms, which will break away from the main path via interactable doors. In the future, these rooms will have important loot for Crystal Hunt, the next major game mode coming to Blade & Sorcery. The Crystal Hunt game mode is still very much in the works, and we've yet to see it fully, but these dungeon updates give us a little insight on where this might be headed, and I hope you're as excited as I am. In the meantime, this is a fresh coat of paint for the Outpost game mode, adding new rooms to explore while setting the stage for the next phase of Blade & Sorcery. Update 12 is the last stop before Crystal Hunt, which is big news because that means the next update will be the full release of Blade & Sorcery. Right now, we have information that leads us to believe it should drop sometime in the late first quarter of 2024. The developers have put in a ton of really great work and taken this game from a small niche experience into one of the most comprehensive and well-made VR games on the market. This update added a handful of fun new features to the game, adding new mechanics that we've never seen before. But more importantly, it has laid the foundation for what I believe will be some of the best VR content to come. If you enjoyed this video, consider clicking the bell. And until next time, bye-bye.